Northeast Arkansas News is brought to you by Glenn Sain.
And good evening, and thanks for joining us for your Northeast Arkansas Late News. I'm Josh Egbert.
And I'm Meredith Mitchell. If at first you don't succeed, try again. That is what is happening in Randolph County.
Northeast Arkansas's Alexis Padilla tells us how one group's mission to get an alcohol sales vote is going.
Volunteers like Roberta Wayman have been on a mission since February to collect signatures. They are part of a group called Let Randolph County Vote. The committee is working to collect 3,800 signatures to add a local option item on alcohol sales to the November ballot. If they succeed, they could possibly change Randolph's 70-year status of a dry county to a wet one.
Generations and generations have passed since this was last voted on, and we believe that the people in Randolph County in 2018 ought to be able to vote.
If the Let Randolph County Vote Committee gets enough signatures on their petition and the item makes the November ballot, it would be a vote for more than just convenience. Money currently spent at other liquor stores in other counties will be able to stay in the hometowns of the citizens of Randolph.
That's why the liquor stores are so against us, is because they're going to lose revenue. It's estimated about $3 million from Randolph County is going to liquor stores.
The committee has received opposition from liquor stores across county and state lines.
They've donated more than $4,000, I believe, to try to fight us.
Their volunteers have been going door to door to collect signatures. They have seen both people for and against the issue.
If they're against it, I thank them and say, if we get it on the petition, I hope you vote, because that's what this is about.
They are planning on turning in their petitions to the county clerk by the end of July. Boland says they are short of their goal, but did not tell us a specific number. For Northeast Arkansas News, I'm Alexis Padilla.
Now, if you're a registered voter in Randolph County and you want to sign that petition, you can call 870-378-6248.
Now, your first weather.
And definitely keeping the heat on across the area over the next several days. Excessive heat warning has been extended across Northeast Arkansas until 8 p.m. on Saturday, as our feel-like temperatures, that heat index number could be from 105 to as high as 115 degrees as we head out over the weekend. Definitely seeing temperatures on the warmer side too. Many high temperatures will get into the mid to upper 90s as we head into Saturday. Wouldn't be surprised to see a heat index or a heat advisory get in effect on Sunday as well, as these temperatures are going to stay hot and humid all weekend long. Really not seeing much chance of rain. Maybe early next week some rain chances come back in, and with those rain chances early next week, we may drop temperatures back just a little bit. But if you're going to be out and about this weekend, make sure you are checking on your pets or on the elderly. Make sure that your pets have plenty of water and can find that shade tree. Make sure you stay indoors as much as possible as well. But if you have to be out and about, drink plenty of water and also take plenty of breaks and wear some light fitting and clothing, or at least light colored clothing, to help a little bit with the heat and humidity this weekend. Here's what it looks like then. 95 degrees a high for your Saturday, 97 the high temperature on Sunday. Again, could have that feel like temperature or heat index number all weekend long, close to 110 degrees. A little bit a chance of rain comes back on Monday, so early next week we could see some afternoon showers or thunderstorms, but going to stay still pretty warm and humid through the middle part of our next work week. And we'll talk more about that with your full forecast coming up in just a few more minutes.
All right, Chris, thanks. A jail expansion that is long overdue is finally coming for Randolph County. The main motive for the expansion is the rise in jail numbers over the years. The facility currently only has 34 beds and has no room for females. A construction group has already been selected. They expect the project to take at least 8 months to complete once that construction does begin. Sheriff Gary Tribble says that the project will end up saving money for the county in the long run.
As far as female gender, we've not held them in the county, and we hope to save a lot of money from that by being able to keep them here local. And there's no question the jail population is going to continue to grow, and we just might as well get ready for it because it's coming.
Sheriff Tribble says construction of the jail expansion should begin after the 4th of July.
Jonesboro's bike community is hoping to make an annual bike ride in honor of a late cyclist a bit different this weekend.
Northeast Arkansas' Simone Jamison has more on what cycling enthusiasts can expect.
Jason loved cycling, but he also loved his family.
A memorial bike ride in honor of Amy's late husband, Jason McDonald, had been somber for years. Jason died in June of 2016 after he was hit by a car riding his bike along County Road 766. This year, the occasion turns into a celebration with the first Bike the Park event in Jonesboro.
Jason loved life, and he lived it every single day, and his favorite thing to do was to ride bikes. What better way to honor him than to have an event which reflects more about him.
Bikers previously rode from downtown Jonesboro to McDonald's Memorial Site to honor Jason. This weekend, they'll ride through Craighead Forest Park. Bike the Park here at Craighead Forest Park is open to people of all ages and cycling backgrounds. Organizers say it is not a race, but an opportunity for camaraderie and discussions about safety for cyclists. The event brings attention to recent bike accidents in which a cyclist was killed or left in critical condition after colliding with a vehicle. Sergeant Lyle Waterworth stresses biker caution.
For safety reasons, stay over closer to the outside portion of the lane so that if someone does ride too close to you, you have an avenue of escape. As a cyclist, you should be vigilant and you should be paying attention to everything.
The Bike the Park ride is expected to be lighthearted. More so, build positive memories for Jason McDonald's children.
I wanted them to see why he loved the cycling community, and I think changing it to the park and having a Bike at the Park day is a perfect way to do that for them.
The event kicks off at Craighead Forest Park 7 a.m. Saturday. Participants are advised to wear light clothing and their helmets. I'm Simone Jameson for Northeast Arkansas News.
And riders are also encouraged to make sure they have reflectors on both the front and rear of their bikes before starting the ride.
Entering the workforce after years off the job can be daunting, especially for single parents. Well, a state-based nonprofit is helping to remove those hurdles to getting hired. Over a dozen people attended a workshop at Word Baptist Church. They got a crash course in on-the-job etiquette, including the importance of a firm handshake and body posture. The program focused on personal branding, resume writing, and networking strategies, as well as interview coaching and the power of presentation, as well as job search secrets. Program manager Wendy Stotts says their focus is to offer support for single parents that are making positive life changes.
There may have been a time lapse between when they were in high school and someone helped them with putting together resumes, and the needs and what employers are looking for can change drastically in a very short amount of time. So it's important for them to stay current on what employers are looking for, and we want to give them the best tools to do that.
The event was by the Arkansas Single Parent Scholarship Fund. The organization also offers scholarships for single parents to attend school. Anyone interested in learning more can call that number on your screen, 870-273-2059.
In consumer news tonight, a possible security breach at Adidas may have exposed the data of some of its customers. The company announced that an unauthorized party is to blame for that breach. Those affected include customers who purchased items on the U.S. version of the company's site. Information such as email and physical addresses are among the data that the company believes was compromised. Adidas is working with various security firms as well as law enforcement to pinpoint the cause of that breach.
Well, the food poisoning outbreak that was traced to romaine lettuce appears to have been brought about by tainted irrigation water. About 200 people got sick during the E. coli outbreak, and 5 people died. Officials with the CDC say that the outbreak, which began in the spring, is now over. People in 36 states got sick. Their illness was traced to romaine lettuce grown in Yuma, Arizona. As of yesterday, officials said that the strain of E. coli bacteria that caused the outbreak was found in an irrigation canal in the Yuma area. They're investigating how the bacteria got into that canal and whether there was contamination elsewhere. No information about the canal was immediately released.
Well, if you're hitting the road for the 4th of July holiday, get ready for a little bit of a pinch at the pump. Drivers across the country will spend on average almost $3 a gallon. Those are the highest gas prices since 2014. Prices have dropped for the past 5 straight weeks, but are expected to be on the rise again in the run-up to Independence Day due to higher oil prices.
Well, sad day. One of the most recognizable names in American retail closing its doors for the last time.
Yeah, John Schumo reports on the end of Toys R Us.
It thrilled generations of children.
This is the Lego set that I got.
But the shelves at Toys R Us stores across the country are now bare.
It's something that I grew up with, and to see it now empty, it's just sad and heartbreaking.
Charles Lazarus opened his first store in 1948, selling baby furniture in Washington, D.C. A few years later, he turned his attention to toys.
I don't want to grow up, I'm a Toys R Us kid.
With catchy jingles and a logo a child might write, Toys R Us grew to revolutionize retail in the decades that followed.
Toys R Us was the largest toy retailer for a good chunk of its 70-year history, and it was iconic in many ways.
But the company eventually fell on hard times. Attempts to alleviate mounting debt failed, and the once dominant brand declared bankruptcy.
A combination of the structure of the company plus the advent of an online shopping universe just made survivability impossible.
The chain announced it was going out of business in March, with some 700 stores shutting down. The final 200 closed their doors for good on Friday. Shoppers leaving this New Jersey store for the last time said it felt like they were saying goodbye to an old friend.
Well, I got my grandson and my granddaughter the last of their Toys R Us toys.
A disappointing end to what was once the world's biggest toy store. John Schumo, CBS News, Secaucus, New Jersey.
Well, still ahead tonight on Northeast Arkansas News, America's trade wars continued to escalate with Canada, announcing billions of dollars in retaliatory tariffs against the U.S.
The Canadian Prime Minister releases the final list of items that will be targeted beginning July 1st.
And more heat and humidity in the forecast as we head into the weekend. We have an excessive heat warning in effect for much of our area through Saturday. Today's high reached 91 degrees, but those heat index values well into the triple digits all weekend long. We'll talk more about that straight ahead.